What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the madness. Today we're on episode 2 of the Tone Hunter series. I think I kind of figured out how I want this series to go, with a little bit of a demonstration up front, so you guys know what you're getting into before the video goes on too long, and whether or not you want to stick around. Save you guys a little bit of time in case it's not what you're looking for. So, today we're going to be looking at Foo Fighters, the song Everlong, and we got two distinct tones that we're looking at, one clean, one dirty. And I'll warn you up front that depending on the guitar you use and the gain that it has, it's going to change the parameters you're going to need to enter into the Axe effects to get the desired tone out. So, without further ado, let's jump right in. So, let's start off right with the input. We got the threshold set to negative 45.2 dB, and that's just to eliminate a little bit of noise, and that's all that I've really changed here on the input. Let's get on to the GEQ. So GEQ I'm using as a 10-band variable Q. The master Q is set to 1.0. And as you can see, the bars here are set to various quantities. I recommend copying this down, but you can adjust this depending on the gain and the general kind of tone of your guitar. I'm using a Strat right now, but this was also set to when I was using my Les Paul as the most recent guitar. So I dropped the bass and up the mids a little bit. So with this one, it's a little bit different. But, as you will. The level is set to 3.0. The amp that I'm using right here is going to be a Texas Star Clean. The level set to negative 12. I'm going to go through each of these pages, copy them down as you will, and I'll mention the tab name as I go. So, tone is, as you can see it. Here's the ideal page, the preamp page, the power amp page, power tubes and cathode follower, power supply, speaker, input EQ, output EQ, and dynamics. And that's all for the clean. Onto the cab. So we've got this 4x12 Recto 57 Alpha in here, and there's not much else going on in here. So no preamp, room and air hasn't been tinkered with at all, and the align hasn't been tinkered with at all. And that's it for clean. Clean's pretty basic. You can add some chorus here to make it sound something. I think this is a pretty decent sounding chorus. You can take a look at these settings if you will. Check out the tone page. Got the drive set to 3.33 and the dimension to medium. Everything else is pretty basic. Now let's get on to the dirty, the Everlong dirty tones. The one thing I'll mention about the dirty tones that I've done here is I set the amp to channel B as well as the input. The input is set to negative 60 on channel B and the channel B on the amp. Just keep that in mind, because that is how you can set up your general modules to be different among different scenes. So because if you change one in another scene and it's not on a different channel, it's going to stay the same across both scenes without changing the channel. So that's how I can get it a little bit different tone, quite a bit different tone, while staying on the same preset among different scenes. So once again, input, negative 60, everything else stays the same. GEQ stays the same. Drive is enabled, and it's going to be a shimmer drive. Let's get back up to the basic. We've got this set to 4.35 for the drive and 6.15 for the tone. This is what it sounds like. To go down to the tone, got the bass set to 3, the mid set to negative 1.92 dB, mid frequency is at 391.2, the high mid's at negative 3.42, treble set to 2.46. Low and high cut remain the same. The graphics EQ is a little bit tinkered with. This is going to change based on the guitar that you use, so keep that in mind. Take a screenshot, take a picture, whatever floats your boat, copy it down however you want. The advanced, I got the clip type to hard and the clip shape to 6.82. Those are pretty important to note because that does change the dynamic of your gain here. And so on the amp, I'll go through each one again because they changed because I changed channels. The drive is set to 5, bass is 5, and I'll just go through each of these. So right now we're on the tone tab. Here's the ideal in case you think I changed anything in there. Preamp is off. Power amp modeling is on. I think everything stayed the same relatively according to the rest of this, but keep on going through. Cathode follower power tubes. Power supply. Speaker. Input EQ is nothing. Output EQ is nothing. Dynamics is nothing. Up to cab. Nothing's changed here. And that is it. So now I've gone through all of the Everlong kind of tones. Hopefully you got something out of this. I enjoyed doing this video because I got to program drums and make my own little intro there. It was pretty cool. So if you liked it, hit like, hit subscribe, come back for the next one. I got some requests for various tones in the comments and messages, so I'll be getting into those over the next couple of weeks, including Jimi Hendrix among them, Eric Clapton, various Steve Vai tones. So I'll be getting into those as I go. But till the next time, I'll catch you on the flippy floppy. Ciao for now, y'all.